Hey everyone, it's Catherine here. Thank you for joining me today at my home. As you can see behind me, I have my mat rolled out and I am ready to practice today. I hope you are as well. If you have any medical conditions, make sure that you talk with your doctor to make sure that it is okay for you to practice with us today, because your safety is the most important thing. So we'll go ahead and come to our mat, and you can either stay seated on your mat, make sure that you have support from a couple of blankets, or you can lay down on your back, and knees can be bent if you have any low back tension as you lay on your mat too. You can also roll a blanket up and place it under your knees as well. So just make sure that you are comfortable. So I'll go to my mat now. I'm going to take my glasses off. It's hard for me to see these days, so I have to wear my glasses so I can see the screen. And I might have to adjust my camera as well here and there during class. So go ahead and close your eyes and bring your attention to your breathing. And just observe your breath as it moves in and out of your body. Yourself a nice thank you for just carving out this time for practice today. Self-care is so important. And then noticing the body, noticing if you're holding any tension anywhere. Think of the breath moving into the tension. As you inhale and as you exhale, letting it go, relaxing those places. And checking in with your mind now, observing how your mind is feeling. Noticing if the mind is busy with thought or if the mind is calm. And remember, it doesn't really matter. You're just bringing observation to your mind. Just always in observance of mind and body. Attention back to your breathing. And let's go ahead and place our hands on our belly now. And we'll inhale nice, slow, long, and deep into the body. Allow your belly to gently expand into your hands like a balloon. Exhaling, the belly slowly descends back towards your spine. Again, inhaling nice, slow, long, and deep in. Belly gently expands. Exhaling, the belly descends back towards your spine. Do this a few more times. To your normal breath and just observe the difference between controlling your breath as you just did and allowing the body to breathe in its natural rhythm. So just observing those subtle differences. are seated, let's go ahead and come laying down onto our back. And just to give a nice release to the low back, we're going to hug the knees into the chest. So one at a time, bring the knees into your chest, clasping your hands under the knees so you're not tweaking the knees by pulling on them and overworking that flexion. And we can just stay here and hold steady, or we can begin to rock, little small rocking movements if you like. You can also move your feet, releasing any tension in your ankle joints. And so all of these things that we're doing, technically, if we were doing a full hour and 15-minute class, things would be a little bit longer, but we have to shorten things up a bit just to keep the videos, to avoid going over the time limit that I have for my videos. For some reason, my phone is only giving me like 20 minutes, but that's plenty of time to practice. Even 5 minutes is fine. And then we'll exhale, bring the feet down, step your feet apart, giving the spine, hips, and pelvis a nice release here. Arms out to a T, a bit lower than the shoulders, and then begin to exhale and drop the knees over to the side. It doesn't matter which side. Inhale the knees back up, exhaling the knees drop over. Inhaling the knees up, exhaling the knees drop over. And the head might want to move in the opposite direction of the knees. Go ahead and bring the knees back up to center. Bring the arms alongside of the body. Walk your feet a little closer towards the body and intuitively find your ankles underneath your knees. Feet are pointing straight ahead, and we'll go ahead and take the right ankle, place it on top of your left knee, flexing your right foot, gently pressing the right knee away from the body. If you're not feeling much of a stretch here and you want to deepen, bring your left foot up off of the mat, gently grab the thigh of your left leg. Remember, you're just coming to a point where you're feeling sensation. You want to avoid overdoing or overworking those joints in the hips here. So if you find that this position is very intense, I would just bring the left foot down. And then exhale, bring your left and right foot back down, and we'll switch. So left ankle comes on top of the right knee, flexing the left foot, gently press the left knee away. You can stay here, or if you want to deepen, if you're not feeling much here, bring your right foot up and grab the thigh of your right leg. Again, just coming to a point where you're feeling sensation, right? You're feeling sensation in that left outer hip here. Exhale and bring both feet back down. Now I want you to roll over onto your side. We're going to do some pelvis stabilization exercises. So knees are bent here and not tucking the knees close to the chest. They're kind of away from the upper body. Feet are going to stay together. You're going to rest your head on your right hand. We're going to lay on our right side here. And we're going to slowly lift our left knee up towards the ceiling, keeping your feet together. You want to avoid rolling backwards. Keep your left hip on top of your right. And then exhale, bring the knees back together. Inhaling and lifting. Left hip stays over the right. Exhaling and lowering. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling and lowering. Inhaling, lifting. Also, when you do this, see if you can pull your abdominals in towards the spine a bit as well. Exhaling and lowering. This is good if you have any sacroiliac joint issues. Exhale. Lower. Inhaling and lifting. Exhaling and lowering. Inhaling and lifting. And exhaling and lowering. And then we're going to switch sides. So you can either roll onto your left side if you can still see me. I'm just going to come up and switch sides. So now my right leg is on top of my left. Remember, I'm not tucking and bringing my knees into my chest. Knees are kind of down, forward. Resting my head on my left hand now. Right hand can be on my right hip if I want, or I can just bring my right hand down on the mat, keeping our feet together. We'll slowly inhale and lift the right knee up without rolling backwards. Keep the right hip on top of the left. Exhaling and lowering. Gently contract the abdominals in and up. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming down. Do this a few more times. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming down. Up. Exhaling, coming down. One more time. Inhaling up. And exhaling, coming down. Now we'll come up to a hands and knees position here. And we want to make sure that the wrists are a tiny bit forward of the shoulders, knees under the hips here. From here, we'll inhale, lift the sit bones, spine, and head. Lessen this movement if we have any disc issues, so not as exaggerating. And then exhale, tuck your tail under, round the spine towards the ceiling, letting the head go. Inhaling and lifting. And exhaling and tucking. Starting to warm everything up now. Inhaling, lifting. And exhaling, tucking. Now from this tucked position, we'll press into the hands, sit back on the heels, let the arms outstretch in front. Inhale, lift up, back to hands and knees. Again, sit bones lift, spine and head. Exhale, tuck your tail, round the spine, letting the head go. Press into the hands, sitting back. Inhale, lift. Sit bones lift, spine and head. Exhale, tuck your tail under, round the spine, letting the head go. Pressing into the hands, sitting back. Good. Now we'll inhale and come back up. From here, we'll inhale and lift the right knee out to the right without leaning over to the left foot, or left hand, I should say. So you're just lifting that leg up, keeping the pelvis hovering over the mat. Exhale and bring the right knee down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And working on stabilization of the pelvis. And we'll bring that right knee down, switching sides. Inhale, left knee out to the left without leaning into the right hand. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Let's do one more. Good. Inhale. Now lift the sit bone, spine, and head. Exhale, tuck your tail under, round the spine, letting the head go. Inhale, lift the sit bone, spine, and head. Exhale, tuck your tail under, round the spine, letting the head go. Staying here for a bit. Take another breath in, exhale, curl the toes under, lift the seat up towards the ceiling. Moving into down dog. If you have tight hamstrings like me, step your feet apart. If you have tension in the low back, step your feet apart. If you have pulling in the sitting bone area, step your feet apart. Staying here, elongating the side rib cage. Abdominals are slightly contracting. Here. The breath is moving in and out. And then from here, we'll step the feet closer, about hip width apart behind us, and then drop the knees down behind your sit bones and shift forward into your hands. Curl the toes under and either round the spine or tucking the tail under, I should say, or come into a neutral pelvis here. Okay, so now we start to work the abdominal muscles, an itchy nose, upper body. If you want to move into full plank, you can lift the kneecaps up off of the mat and press those heels back behind you. Begin to strengthen the upper body, the abdominal muscles here. So we're working on strengthening abdominals, stabilizing everything in the lower body. And then we'll exhale, drop the knees down. Take a few breaths here. Good. Now let's extend the right leg straight back behind us, moving into a cat stretch. So if you want, you can stay here with your right foot on the mat or elevate the right leg. Press through the back heel. Looking forward on the floor, shift your weight into your right hand and reach and extend the left arm out in front. Reach through the fingers and press through the back heel. Noticing maybe the abdominals, definitely working the upper body as well, and balance. We want to make sure the pelvis is hovering over the mat as we reach and stretch. And then exhale, bring your left hand back down and lift the right leg up and look up. Now if you have disc issues, maybe avoid this. It is a back bending, so if that movement bothers any discs, then we want to avoid that. So looking up, and then exhale, bring the right knee back down. Stay here for a moment, observing how you feel. And then extend the left leg back. Toes can stay on the mat, or shift your weight into your left hand, lift your left leg, pressing through the back heel, and then reach the right arm out in front. So reaching forward and pressing through the back heel. Again, this strengthens the glutes, also helps with balance. Lift out of your left shoulder. This can also be done on your forearms as well, and really nice if you have something to elevate the forearms so you're not so low on the mat. And then exhale, come back to hands and knees. And then from here, we'll take an inhalation again. Exhale, tuck your tail under, round the spine, letting the head go. Another breath in. Exhale, curl the toes under, lift the hips. Back to down dog, elongating the side rib cage. Adjust your feet. If you have lots of tension in the backs of the legs and in the seat and in the low back, step the feet apart. Breathe. Contraction in the belly. And then walk your feet hip width apart behind you and either come to plank position from this position, from down dog, or drop the knees down with toes curled under, shifting into half plank. So you decide. If you're in full plank, remember, pressing those heels back behind you, tucking the pelvis or neutral. I like to tuck. Lifting out of the shoulders. Breath is moving in and out. And then if we're in plank, exhale, drop the knees down if we're in full plank. And now everybody's hands and knees, toes curled under. Again, round the spine towards the ceiling. Another breath in. Exhale, lift the hips back to downward facing dog. Adjusting the feet. Remember to adjust the feet if we're feeling lots of strong stretching. And you know, eventually maybe that tension will lessen, and then you can begin to walk the feet a little bit closer gradually. Good. Now, walking the feet a little closer, we're going to step forward to the front of our mat. Knees are bent, hands on either side of our feet. And then if you have straight legs here with hands on either side of the feet, stay here. If you don't, bring the hands onto the legs and lifting into a half fold. So you're hovering the rib cage and pelvis over the floor. For those with disc issues, please come all the way up to standing. And then you can do a tiny itty bitty micro bend forward. Good. Bend the knees, bring the hands on the tops of your thighs, lift the upper body, pull the abdominals in, reach the arms back, sweep the hands forward to your heart or reach the arms up. If this bothers your knees, straighten the legs more. Sink into your heels, float the sit bones back behind you. So again, working the glutes, the abdominals, the legs. Press into your feet, straighten the legs, reach up. Moving into a lateral stretch. We'll take the right hand to your left wrist. I'm going to move my camera so that you can see me. Right hand to the left wrist. Gently pull the left arm up. Exhale, tip to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left hand to the right wrist. Gently pull the right arm up. Exhale, tip to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands down and around to your heart center. Relax your shoulders. Staying here with a few breaths. Good. Now we'll bring our hands on the tops of our legs. Take a breath in. Exhale, slide the hands down the legs. Bend the knees if you need to. And then hands on either side of our feet. Bend the knees if you need to. We'll take the right foot and step it straight back behind us into high lunge, or drop the right knee down to low lunge. You can also, if you have a yoga brick, we're going to be keeping our right hand on the mat or a right hand on a yoga brick or something that elevates. You can even use I don't even know if they make phone books anymore, but if you have like one of those big phone books, you can place that on the mat to elevate, to bring the floor up to you. Okay, so I'm going to move into a high lunge, and I'm going to keep my right hand on the mat, left hand on my low back spine. I'm going to begin to rotate the left shoulder behind me, and as I do this, I'm going to move my pelvis to the left as well. So the pelvis is moving with the upper back. And then I'm going to raise my left arm up. If you want, you can keep your left hand on your low back. Some of you might want to just stay in a low lunge, so the right knee would be down, left hand on the low back. Keep moving the pelvis to the left, and left arm would come up. Gaze is to the left or on the floor. Breath is moving in and out. exhale, unrotate. And bring your left hand on the outside of your left foot, dropping the right knee down, and coming into down dog, or just stepping the left foot back to down dog. So everybody ends up in down dog here. Adjust the feet as needed. Again, elongating the side rib cage. Abdominals contract. Now we'll step the right foot forward. So you can either step the feet together if you need to, drop the knees down, then step the right foot forward. Or if you have the ability, you can move into like a plank and then right knee into the chest, lifting the hips high. So coming high onto the tiptoe of the left foot, and then right foot steps down. Okay? Staying in high lunge or dropping the knee down to low. And keeping the left hand on the mat or a brick or whatever you have to elevate yourself. Take your time too. Right hand on the low back. Begin to rotate the right shoulder behind you. Move the pelvis now to the right. And then right arm can come up. Looking to the right or on the floor. If you're in high lunge twist, then your left leg is straight, drawing that left heel gently towards the mat. And at any time you can drop that knee down too. And then exhale, bring the right hand down. Everybody, well actually, if we're in low lunge, come to hands and knees. If we're in high lunge, we can step back to down dog, or you can come to hands, knees, and down dog. So it's up to you. Stepping back. Again, a few breaths here. And then exhale, come down onto the knees. Take a few breaths here. Let's see where we are time-wise. Yeah, so we're gonna end it here. So we'll go ahead and lay down on our back. Get comfortable. You keep your knees bent. Knees collapse into each other, hands rest on your belly or off to the sides. You can also roll a blanket under the knees, or legs can be straight. And I'll leave us, can't talk. I'll leave us here so you can go ahead and relax. Spend as long as you want in relaxation. If you get chilly, make sure you put a blanket on you. Rest, close your eyes, awareness to the body, carving this nice time out for yourself. And thank you for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed class. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Namaste. Peace and blessings.